Everyone, it's Wacky Anime What If here to present you with What If Deku had the I.M.P quirk Part 3. Let's get into this. Currently, we see Izuku Midoriya directly on top of a building, looking across to him into a McDonald's, seeing his old childhood friend. Well, he'd like to say friend, but it's more like absolute fucking nightmare. Bakugo Katsuki. So, Izuku does what a normal person would do. He hands Millie a sniper rifle and says, "Could you see that guy over there? Could you aim it towards him? Like, the guy beside the yellow haired guy, the Pomeranian?" And Millie just nods and points it towards the guy that's right beside beside Bakugo. His name is Fred. He's been Bakugo's friend for a little bit. They've kind of gotten along a little. Izuku immediately calls Fred from an unknown phone he has in his pocket. He calls Fred and says, "Hello." While POV change, Fred, "I'm just talking to Kachan." Well, he likes to say I shouldn't call him Kachan because his old friend used to say it. But hey, whatever. So he ends up answering the phone that he has in his pocket. Well, he was about to, but he noticed it was an unknown caller, and Bakugo was peeking over his shoulder at his phone, sees that it has unknown ID on. So Bakugo's like, don't do it. Never answer an unknown ID call, because you don't know who's going to answer. I mean, it could be some random creep in their own basement. POV change. "Hi there. I got some popsicles in the cellar." POV change. "Okay, yeah, you're right, Bakugo. You're totally right." And then he immediately answers, "But I'm so curious." While Bakugo says, "Don't say I didn't warn you." And then they both hear a guy on the other line of the phone. "Hello there, your membership has expired." While Fred's like, what membership? Is it my hentai membership? While Izuku on the other line says, oh, he had a hentai membership. What was your account number? Immediately Millie just hits him on the side and says, "Wrong question." While Izuku says, "All right, fine. He says, no, we're not there for that. But I'm very curious. But aside from that, yeah, your membership has expired." While Fred says, "What membership?" And Bakugo's like, "What membership did you do?" While Izuku says, "Well, your membership for a living." While Bakugo is piecing it together, it says, "Wait, is that you Deku?" Before he even finished, a sniper rifle bullet just came into view. It just came right in front of Izuku, and Izuku just got Millie to fire. And right when it fired, it came right in front of Bakugo and shot Fred right in the head. And Izuku's just outside screaming on top of a roof, "Headshot, bitches!" Did anyone see that? And he's just starting to clap and starting to do a really awkward dance. And Bakugo's just looking across at Izuku with the face that said, "What the fuck?" While Moxie behind Izuku is doing the "what the fuck" face, while Millie's also dancing. And on the phone that's still currently on, Izuku literally just picks the phone he has in his hand because he dropped it while dancing, and he says, "I just got a waifu to end your laifu." And then Bakugo just looks at the phone. He just says, "You shitty nerd, what was that for?" While Izuku says, "Well, that was just for, well, shits and giggles," and just starts laughing and just immediately decides to go ahead and end the phone call. Then he just puts a portal right behind him. He says, "All right, now everyone jump in before I yeet you inside the portal again." Immediately, Millie jumped through the portal, while Moxie says, "I don't think you're able to yeet me into a portal." And then Izuku's like, "You done fucked up." He picks him up, and immediately Moxie's like, "I changed my mind. I can walk through the portal by myself." And Izuku just says, "Yeah, no, you can't. After all, your legs are broken." While Moxie says, "My legs aren't broken." Izuku proceeds to break Moxie's legs. And Moxie's like, "My fucking legs." And Izuku's like, "Stop being a little bitch." While Moxie's like, "You broke my fucking legs." And he just yeets Moxie into the portal. POV change. Luna is currently seeing a portal form in front of him and is thinking, "Oh, it's just Izuku. Wonder what he was out doing." And she immediately sees Millie just walk through the portal. So she asks, "So what did you guys do?" And Millie just starts laughing, saying, "Oh, well, we pranked, Izuku's, childhood bully." And she's like, "Oh, I wanted to be there for that." I just had the really, really unfortunate thing of being a receptionist and having to deal with bullshit phone calls every day. Especially from this one guy like a week ago. Flashback. Luna a week ago. Luna is currently having to be a receptionist and deal with very, very stupid phone calls and prank calls. For example, this one. Luna is playing on her phone, mind your own business, trying to find pictures of, well, Izuku as a child, but they're all locked because, Blitzo locked them away because immediately Luna would just share the pictures everywhere. And they're tired of Izuku being kidnapped a lot, especially as a kid. So immediately, Luna is just trying to go through the lock on her phone from the picture she has, and she can't. So she's now very bored. And then she hears a ring on the phone. She immediately picks up the phone and puts it towards her ear and says, I.M.P. murder professionals, what can I do for you? Whatever, she says. While on the other line, she hears, is this the Krusty Krab? And immediately she says, no, this is not the Krusty Krab. And then she slams the phone right down and it hangs up. Immediately, 30 minutes later, she receives another phone call. She picks it up and says, I.M.P, what can I do for you? And immediately hears the same voice, is this the Krusty Krab? And immediately she says, no, this is not the Krusty Krab. And she starts yelling this time, slams the phone on the desk. And immediately, 30 minutes later, while she's on her phone, trying to get lost inside of the thing which is Hellgram, well, she hears another phone ring. She picks up the phone very slowly. She puts it towards her ear and says, I don't know who you are, and I don't know where you are, but I will find you, and I will fucking kill you. And immediately, on the other end, is Izuku. He's like, I'm sorry, but what did I do? And she's like, oh no, I thought you were the other guy. You know, some guy who kept on saying, is this the Krusty Krab? Like, literally, who there is not even a Krusty Krab down here. This is hell. And Izuku starts laughing and says, oh, well, I have a friend that's like right beside me. He's new to hell and everything. He wanted to find some place to eat. And he wanted to ask you a question. He gives it to the guy beside him. Izuku gives it to the guy beside him who's currently a star. And it is a starfish. And immediately he puts the phone towards his face and screams, is this the Krusty Krab? While Luna just gets super pissed and yeets her desk with the phone on it right out of the front door, which unfortunately Moxie's walking right through the front door and sees a desk running right towards him. And Moxie's like, holy fuck, before the desk ends up crashing into him and blowing out of the building a little bit. And Moxie's currently yeeted out of the front door building, while Izuku and the starfish, who are like across the street, are fucking laughing, before Izuku senses an ominous presence behind him. And then sees it's Luna. He runs while the starfish was not lucky. Flashback ended. So Luna is currently wondering, so where's Moxie? Before she could even finish, she sees Moxie getting yeeted out of the fucking portal, flying out of the window of the I.M.P building, and screaming, fuck you, Izuku, before hitting the ground. And Izuku, who's currently walking through the portal, just whistling, looking to the side like he just did not yeet someone through a portal, and sees literally Luna look at him with a smirk and thumbs up, while Millie just runs outside and says, I'm coming, sweetie, and just jumps off the building. And then Izuku just says, she's super overprotective of him. She knows that we can't die here, right? And Luna says, well, we can't die. You can. You're still human after all. And Izuku says, yeah. Honestly, I don't really care at this point. He mutters before Luna says, yeah, we know, Izuku, but there's no guarantee that you'll be down here. I mean, you only really kill people that deserve it. While Izuku says, well, I just killed some guy named Fred. While Luna says, you're kidding me. His name was Fred. And they both just start looking at each other and start bursting out laughing. And then someone enters the front door of I.M.P. He has a menacing dark cloak on him, and his face looks like a skull. He walks towards the front desk, and Luna just looks at him and says, what can I do for you? While she says, I would like to assassinate someone known as Deku. Apparently, he shot me in the goddamn face. Because apparently my friend ended up bullying him or something. While Izuku just looks at him and says, is your name Fred? While he says, yes, I'm the most feared person in hell now. As soon as I arrived, I look exactly like a fucking skeleton. Of course my name is Fred. What do you think it is? Dave? Steven? Jeff? While Izuku says, yeah, you do look more like a Jeff. And Fred just says, well, you know what? Fuck this. I'm just gonna go live my best life. He just like walks out, just forgets to even put out an actual request to murder Izuku. While Izuku says, you know my name's Izuku. I'm actually the one that shot you. While Fred just looks at him and says, you son of a bitch. Before Izuku just randomly teleports him somewhere else through hell. Izuku found out later on that his quirk could teleport people into different parts of hell, so he uses that quite often. He just teleports him all the way into the Lust Ring. And Fred is currently just in all around incubuses. And he's just like, so what do you guys like to do? And all of them just look at him with malicious intent and says, you're about to find out. While Fred is screaming, I'm a virgin. And Izuku, POV changed back to Izuku. Izuku is wondering where he teleported him, but then he just realized he does not give a flying fuck where he teleported that guy. Fuck that guy. He says it out loud, and Luna says, fuck that guy. While Moxie and Millie, who just arrived through elevator, said, fuck that guy. And Blitzo, who is currently just exited the office after talking to Stolas, just says, so what guy are we fucking? While Izuku and all of them just look at him with a blank stare and says, we're not fucking someone. Why would you think that? And then Blitzo says, yeah, nothing. Can we just ignore this happened? Well, Izuku says, if you give me $25. While he says, all right, you're not going to be gambling or anything, are you? And Izuku says, you know me so well. Then he's like, all right, here's a 50. Make sure you gamble enough for the both of us. And Izuku just takes the 50, puts it into his pocket. He's about to walk out before Blitzo says, wait, we actually do have a request. We've got a bodyguard, someone very important. His name is Stolas, and we got to bodyguard his kid, which name is Octavia. And also, Izuku, no. Don't have those Mr. Steal Your Girl glasses. No, Izuku. And Izuku just looks at him, just pulls down his glasses and says, excuse you? These are Mr. Fuck Your Daughter glasses. Get your facts straight. Well, he looks at Blitzo, and Blitzo's like, no, Izuku, you remember the last client that you did that to? He tried to throw you through a 5-story building. And then Izuku said, well, I made it to where he is stuck inside of a 5-story building. Well, one that's enclosed with a lot of incubuses, which I've been getting sent a lot of postcards by them, saying that they enjoyed those and enjoyed my profits. While Blitzo says, so you're basically teleporting people into an incubus club? For cash. And Izuku says, yep. And Blitzo says, where's all the money that I pay you? And Izuku says, well, you see, I made a lot of very bad choices. And I may or may not have maybe bought a few prank things and a lot of suits, some glasses. I also ended up buying super glue that I glued Luna to the chair with. And Luna just says, wait, you glued me to what? She gets up and realizes the chair is stuck to her. She looks at Izuku with killer intent. And Blitzo says, you better run. While Izuku's like, I'm 10 steps ahead of you. Just puts a portal in front of him and just jumps through it. While Luna's chasing him and jumps to the portal. And Blitzo's wondering, where the fuck did they just go? And that's where I'm going to end What If Deku Had the I.M.P Quirk Part 3. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure you smash that like button. And I also checked that only 50% of you are subscribed and have, well, I've actually checked and there's only 47% of you who are subscribed and have the notification bell on. If you're already subscribed, please turn on the notification bell if you want to see all my videos. Without further ado, let's end this. Goodbye and have a wonderful